Pope Francis made a phone call today to the International Space Station October 26 to deepen questions to its occupants about the place of humanity in the universe. Called from the Vatican in Rome, Pope Francis spoke with the Italian astronaut Paolo Nespoli of the European Space Agency along with 3 astronauts from NASA and 2 Russian cosmonauts. "Your little glass palace in its entirety is greater than the sum of its parts, and this is the example you give us," said Pope Francis through a translator. Pope Francis skipped the small talk and went straight to the big questions. As we contemplate the undoubted limits of the universe, it makes us wonder where we come from and where we are going. In the light of your experiences in space. "Holy Father, this is a complex question," answered Nespoli in Italian. "I feel like a technical person, an engineer, and I am here among the experiments, the machinery and the equipment. When we talk about these much more internal questions of where we come from, I am rather perplexed. I think our goal here is to know our being and fill our knowledge to understand what surrounds us. But, on the other hand, something interesting is that the more we know, the more we realize how little we know." Pope Francis then pointed to a painting in the room where he was speaking that is based on the Divine Comedy, a narrative poem written by the Italian poet Dante Alighieri in the 14th century. That poem refers to love as a force that moves the sun and other stars. With that in mind, Pope Francis asks a question to the crew: what do you think about referring to love as the force that moves the universe? This question resonated with Russian cosmonaut Alexander Masukin, who responded by telling the Pope about an audiobook he heard recently called The Little Prince. In the story, a child is ready to give his life to care for the person closest to him. "The best example of what love is perhaps what is shown in this book," Masukin said.